time lapse so far. We're in the middle of nowhere, like literally nowhere. I was told to take a left on Mackenzie Road for in Williams Lake and follow it for 376 kilometers to a place called Anaheim. So, and he said meet me at the rodeo. So we're going to a small town, Anaheim. I'm gonna say right now, Starlink is coming in clutch, because as soon as I left Williams Lake, like 10 minutes outside of it, there has not been any cell service, not even in the towns to get fuel. Thankfully there was fuel at a ridiculous amount. Like I think it was $2.27 or something like that a liter. I think it $300 or just over $300 to fill my truck. I think it was like $350 or something like that to fill my truck from a quarter tank. It was ridiculous. But I put a bunch of fuel in the truck and I put extra in the slip tank because I don't know where the next gas station is, and I'm glad I did it because I have not found one yet. And I've already burnt half a tank. We're moving a slight tank back there. The aerodynamics of this tractor is nil because they're not designed to do 100 kilometers an hour down the road. And this road is pretty bumpy. My shocks are going to be done the time I get off this road. But we're making excellent time because, well, the GPS says that the average speed for this road is 90. And according to my trucker GPS, it's 100. And the last sign I saw 200 kilometers behind me said 100. I have not seen a single road sign yet, but we're also on the reserve. So I think this is reserve land anyways, because we keep seeing signs for reserves. So I imagine we are on a reserve chunk of the country or something like that. I think it's Caribou J or something like that. So we've just been bombing along here, just bouncing around, and I'm glad I have Starlink. Best investment, because when you get into places like this, you can text the customer. So I've already texted the customer saying I'm an hour away from drop off. I've been calculating the times. Like I have a drop pin that I think is on Google where I think we're gonna meet, and it says an hour. It says I have 73 kilometers left to go, but an hour and 4 minutes. So I don't think Google Maps has ever seen this place live. I'm probably the first one actually to use a Starlink dish and have to say service to update the road, because the GPS is like chunking forward with blue, going, oh, there's a road, there's a road, there's a road. So I don't know, but there's not been any cell service on this road. So, and cows everywhere. You'll probably see in the time lapse already a bunch. I've kind of complete stopped with cows or horses. So, but it's nice out here. It's nice and quiet. I've only passed maybe like a handful of cars. Like we followed that Silverado and that horse trailer for a while. The drunk driver we followed for a little bit, but you can't call the cops out here. They don't exist. And then we passed two people coming the opposite direction. After we passed that first town, I think it was Alexis, was the town we stopped in for fuel. I think since then I haven't really seen too many people. So, and since we got into this turn left, that's where the horse trail's turned off. We've only seen, I believe, 2 vehicles since. I haven't even seen a person. I've just seen cars. So I guess there's people in the cars technically. But yeah, we're ripping down this highway. Customer, he gave me a challenge, and I said, okay, what's the challenge? I love a challenge. He said, if you get it here in 1 day, I'll give you your price. If you get it here tomorrow, I'll give you my price. I wanted to know what his price was. It was $1,500. My price, $2,300. So for an $800 bet, he asked, could you get it here in a day? And you know why? Because he didn't think I'd be able to do it. Well, guess what? I texted him an hour ago and he said, excellent. So the guy's gonna have to pay up, because I told him I could drop it off today. I have plenty of time in the logbook. This trip was 9 hours from Vernon, and it took me 2 hours to get to Vernon. It took me an hour and a half to get loaded and do all the paperwork. And I know some people are thinking, what the hell, why did it take you so long to get a tractor loaded? It's because tractors are very, there's a lot of finicky parts on them, and especially old ones. You want to make sure everything's tied down, bolted down, and strapped down. This one, I like being methodical when it comes to strapping down stuff. 4 chains on this one, and then a cover on the windshield because everything was tight. So we're fully restored tractor. Also, I like going over all the gears and stuff, make sure everything works. That way he can't say I did something, and photograph any damage that we have. There's been no damage, just some missing parts on the cabin. It does leak oil all over my deck, which is why we have the black wood on this trailer anyways. We just pressurize that shit off. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, this place is awesome. Like, I think this is beautiful. Like, I used to be a city guy a long time ago, but now since I've lived in the countryside, in BC here, I live in the mountains. Not up in, well, I live in a valley, but it's beautiful. And yeah, out here just looks stunning. It's a postcard everywhere I go. Everywhere you look, if you pause, you look, it's a postcard. That's how this place is. It looks awesome. I love it. I think we're getting in the snow though, because this may shock you, but it is only 4 degrees outside. I had to turn the AC off. Okay, why is my foot on fire? Are you on fire, truck? Is it just because I've been driving non-cruise control? Maybe my there's an elastic style thing on top of your foot that oh, the speed limit 90. First one I've seen in a while. Anaheim Lake, 62 kilometers away. That's where we're going. Well, destination 66 or 66 where we're dropping off. But yeah, no, I always look down because when your foot gets on fire or you start feeling warm in certain areas, it's best to look down and see what the hell's going on. Because you never know. Even though I maintain this truck extremely well, things do catch on fire. They do happen. And that would suck, having my truck catch on fire. You know, good way and a bad way. One, I'd get a free truck. Like, it'd be awesome. In a bad way, I would have to go find a new truck, which is a nightmare right now. Wow, holy fuck. It's like a 12% grade. I just lost all my momentum. I'm now in like 3rd gear. Okay, we got plenty of power to climb this hill. Only a short little hill. Or maybe not. But yeah, I need to do some maintenance to this truck. She's gonna cost me some money here in the next little bit. I fried the back brakes on this going down a hill. As you can probably hear, I have a bad exhaust leak, and I've been putting it off for a while. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Since I bought the truck, I knew there was a slight exhaust leak. I thought I fixed it because I was told the EGR gaskets were bad. Took them off. There's chunks missing out of them, so I was like, okay, they were bad. The noise went away. Came back about a few months ago, about 30 or 40,000 clicks ago, and I've just kind of been like, I had to work. I didn't have time off, so I just been pushing the truck with the bad manifold gaskets. Is it gonna blow up the turbo? No. Is it gonna be annoying? Yes. Am I building full boost? No. I'm building about, I think, around like 21, maybe 20 PSI. I don't have the full boost of the truck, but obviously my tuner has the truck tuned properly, so it doesn't just roll coal for days in the back. It can detect with the soot gauge thing that we put on it, so it can see what the soot is, what the EGTs are, and it can fix it and adjust accordingly, which is nice. A lot of you guys who tune your trucks do the fuel only tune stuff, or you just throw fuel up and call it a day. Redneck, it works. You make lots of power doing that. But yeah, and now I got a weird grinding noise. When I have my exhaust brake over $3,000, I know some of you are like, oh my god, $3,000 on a diesel. Calm down. The red line's like 3,200. Okay, I don't even have red line in this truck. I removed it when I tuned the truck. I know not to go over the. I can set this truck all the way to $5,000 and blow the freaking rings right out of it if I wanted to. But hear that? That's gotten a lot noisier. But when I go past $3,000 on the exhaust brake to climb down a hill, I get this grinding noise now, and I think it's a pulley. So I just kind of been babying the truck this whole trip, not pulling as hard as I can, not pushing the truck too hard, because I don't want to break it. Also, there's no fucking help out here. Starlink is the only help we have, and I'd have to call friends, because pretty much there's no one out here. There's the odd house that I see buried in the woods that look like no one's been there for years. So the closest town to us technically right now is Anaheim Lake, which which is 60 kilometers that way. About 59. So, you know, you gotta look at these things. It's like, I'm gonna baby the truck. Once I get this 18,000 pounds off, this truck doesn't care. Because we're sitting at, we had to pull a permit today, and if the fuel tax, all that stuff. And we're running our ELD because this thing is 18,000 pounds of weight, okay? So that's 18. My trailer's 8,200 on its own. So that's 26,002 just in truck and trailer alone. Add another 9,500 for the dually. Do the math. We're up there. We're up at like just a little over 35,000 pounds of weight, or close to it. And you can feel it. It's not the heaviest I've ever had this truck, but it's close. Not the heaviest though. I've had this truck heavier. So I've had like 30,000 pounds directly behind the truck, and the truck maxed out on its weight, okay? Now, that was when I was using a gooseneck ball on the 40 before I switched to fifth wheel because I had to. Let's just say, I was maxed. It was insane. But it worked, so. Trailer's fine. It's got to go in the shop, get some repairs done soon though. The axle's bent, for sure. I know that for sure now. We had it tested, they did the measurements. The front axle's bent and loose. When I say loose, I don't mean like things are falling off, the bearings are failing, anything like that, no. When I say loose, I mean like the tires are constantly fighting themselves, so they're chewing their shit apart, and it's causing the tires to overwear. Within 20,000 K, I have to replace tire. So, they haven't had time to fix it. I know what caused the accident. The guy, one of my employees, hit a rock really hard, bent the rim, fucked the tire up, fucked the rim up. And we had another shop look at it, and they said, oh, it doesn't look bad. It looks good, looks fine. Everything measured out good. And so we just kept sending it. Like, we're like, hey, perfect, we got it fixed. It was like $1,000 repair. Sent it down the road, and then we just had issues since then. And I've gone through 4 tires because I haven't had time to fix it. And the tires aren't expensive. The 14 plies we use are 127 bucks a piece on our account, and we only pay 20 bucks to install it because I know the owner of the cow tire that we have close to our house. Hello, cows. What? Don't give me the stink eye. Okay, it's not my fault. Well, it is my fault. The exhaust brake's loud. That's gonna be scary, by the way. When we're driving back tonight, that's gonna be scary. Cows sitting on the side of the road, and especially with cows being such a fur-based, matte, black animal kind of thing. They're not white out here, or very white. You're not gonna see them until the last fucking second. So we're probably gonna take it easy coming back. Whoa, that was a hard one. Jesus. Also, we bent our ramp today, which really annoyed me. So saw that in a short, like I put out today. Well, time you see this video, been a couple days ago, and it was my own stupidity. However, I don't have a way to repair it right now unless I find a big ass fucking tree. That's my only solution right now, is to find a big tree, chain the ramp around the tree, and then put a chain on the center of the ramp and pull it with the truck, and see if I can get that ramp straightened back out enough. And it's thick steel. We're talking like 1/4-inch C-channel. It's not going to come back easily. But we bent it because my dumb ass put like 8,000 pounds of weight on the edge of it. So we'll see what happens. We're going to try to figure something out. I think realistically, if we do the things we're supposed to do, I don't think the ramp's going to fail on us. It's definitely bent, but I don't think it's going to be an absolute fail. So what we'll do is we'll have the new owner drive it, because I ain't fucking driving that thing. If he rolls it off, that's his problem, not mine. I'm not getting involved in that. Because I'm familiar with driving heavy equipment and tractors and things like that. I looked inside that cab. There's no fucking way I can figure that out. Just trying to start it was a fucking ball ache on its own, apparently. Like, the guy took like 5 minutes to get it going, okay? So, and he had struggle getting in reverse, he had struggle getting into gears, and it was jerky, and I was like, you can drive it on. I'm washing my hands of that whole fucking mess. Okay, cows, you stay where you are. I'm gonna keep trucking to 80, okay? I slowed down from 100. A lot of cows in here. Oh, this is where the forest fires was. We're driving through a forest fire. how, like, when I was younger, not that much younger, but 4 years ago, I only experienced forest fire. Like, you hear about them once or twice. That's it. Once or twice. That's all you hear about them. And now it seems to be every year there's like 150 to 200 forest fires. And magically, it's always lightning. Lightning did it. Lightning did it. Lightning did it. And it's like, but there wasn't a cloud in sight. And it's just like, it makes me wonder. I don't know this, I don't know for a fact. But for me, if it quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, and smells like a duck, it's one big fucking moose you got there. So, you know, for me, I think if people are intentionally setting it off, I think people are intentionally starting fires so they can get their global initiative or whatever the fuck they want. Because it just seems suspicious the way some of these fires start. Like, there's, like, none of them ever start in an area where, like, in the middle of the woods. You know what I mean? Like, deep 100 clicks into the woods, oh, a fire started here. No, it's always like maybe a click from a main road, the forest fire starts. Or like within a couple clicks, or within like 4 clicks. It's not like deep into the woods. It never is. It's always close to the main, like, to a road. And it's like just far enough for an ATV to go, but not far enough for a human to walk. You know what I mean? Weird. It's just weird. It just, things look a little sus. That's all I say. I don't know if it's true or not. I hope someone wouldn't do that. But there just seems to be a lot more forest fires than what there used to be back in the day. Now, I know a lot of you are going, well, that's climate change. Climate change is one of those things where it's a rich person problem, okay? I'm going to give you my opinion on climate change right now, and you probably won't like it. I don't give a fuck. I think that global climate change is utter BS, okay? I think that the planet has an ice age, has a heat wave. That's how it works, right? You melt ice, you make ice when it cools off, and you repeat the process, okay? We don't know, because we've only been humans, for us, technology-wise, for 200 years, where we start really, truly documenting stuff. We don't know what happened a billion years ago. We know there was an ice age. We know there was a volcano or a dinosaur, Big Bang, whatever you want to fucking call it, okay? That's how I look at it. And, I don't know. I've been all over this country and the United States, and I can tell you right now, we're not even a drop in the bucket of emissions in today's world. If we actually truly cared about saving the planet, Canada would not be your doorstep you're fighting on, okay? Nor would Europe, nor would the United States. It'd be China, Russia, Africa, all these third world countries that don't have the luxury of using natural resources and renewable energies. Only the 1% countries out there, I would say actually the 0.01% countries out there, get the luxury to use a solar panel or a wind farm or hydroelectric, things like that. We took advantage of the Industrial Revolution. Third world countries are now doing that, and now we're just wagging the fingers at them going, no, don't do that. And now we're trying to pay for them to do stuff with corrupt governments and crap like that. It sucks. But you know what? You can make Canada carbon neutral, the United States carbon neutral, and it probably wouldn't even nick the surface of the actual problem, because we're not really that big of an issue, especially up here in Canada. I know some guys are like, oh, you leave with the emissions this, emissions that. What are we going to do when we have carbon neutral gasoline vehicles? Then what's going to be the next fight? What's going to be the next battle? Because now we can make fuel from the carbon in the air that we capture and water. We can make gasoline and diesel. So, like, what's the next one? What's going to be next? I don't understand. Help me understand your logic and stupidity, and I will help you understand why you're wrong. If you really want to save the environment, there's only one true way to save it, and that's depopulation. That's what it is. You need to ban cities. There you go. That's how you save the planet. Because the only pollution that is in every country on the planet is in big cities. There's no pollution where I live. You You look up, you see blue skies. I have green trees. I have nice grass. There's no pollution where I live. And I drive a straight pipe diesel. So, I don't know why people complain, but all the people you see complaining about the environment, they all live in major cities where they're tight like a sardine can. And then they go, we need to change the laws of a country. We really do need to. I hope the Conservative Party does this, or some party at least. Make rules for city slickers and make rules for rural people. Now I know some of you city guys are gonna be like, oh, city slicker, I used to be a city slicker. Okay, shut up. But now I'm a redneck, okay? By definition. I voted liberal when I was younger, okay? And then I bought a house. I started a business. I got myself educated. I realized how fucked the government screws you over. So then I went conservative. They always say that. When you're young, you want to change the world. They tell you, you can change the world. You can do anything if you put your heart to it. You get out in the real world 8 years later, you realize that it's just a crock of shit. It's absolute fucking bullshit. Served on the finest of silver platters by teachers who are well overpaid, who laugh in the face of your student loan debt because they get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to tell you to change the world when you actually can't do it. Because if you really want to change the world, become a millionaire, become a billionaire. You fucking Elon Musk, become a trillionaire. Look at that. That's how you change the world. You can't change the world by forcing poor people to buy stuff they can't afford. Well, unfortunately, our government does that right now, where they're trying to incentivize you to drive electric cars. If electric cars were so goddamn motherfucking awesome, why the hell do you have to pay me to drive one? Some of you may not understand that reference or what that means. When you buy an electric car in Canada or the United States, you get what's called a tax incentive, right? You get $7,000 off in BC plus $4,000 off federally. You already get 11 grand off the truck, right? But only if you make enough money to write off 11 grand. And then you get a continuous write-off afterwards for a while, okay? And then there's an ROI on an electric car. There's an ROI on it where you start making money off the car because you're not paying for fuel. Well, the story has changed now because Trudeau keeps adding this carbon tax for our country, okay? And the only reason he does it, and I know why he does it, and I'm going to tell you the truth. You won't hear from anyone else. The carbon tax is to make fuel more expensive so that way people keep switching to electric cars because the power grid is charging more money now. Hear me out. My buddy Brent has a Tesla Model 3, base model, turbo drive, nothing fancy about it, okay? He had to go from Mission to Burns Lake and back down. He spent about $40, okay? Now, if we did that same trip in my diesel truck, when diesel costs under $1, I could get there and back on that the same $40. Same thing with a Prius, same thing with a Toyota Camry, same with anything. Anything would have done it. At $1 a liter, you would have been able to do that trip. But now if we had a carbon tax, because that's the only tax that's added. Right now it's like 61 cents a liter for carbon tax, okay? So if they removed that 61 cents, gasoline would be at $1 a liter, but hydroelectricity cost would not go down. It can't, because they're so busy renovating it so fast, they have to keep increasing prices. So now that makes the cars more expensive. You ever thought about that? To fill a Tesla from dead to empty to full now at your house, if you're on stage 1, is $24 for one charge. Okay, I do the math because it's 24 cents a kilowatt, 100 kilowatt battery. That's $24, right? Or $2.40, whatever, something like that. I don't fucking know. Okay, I'm not a fucking genius here. But either way, my math might be wrong there. It might be $2.40. Okay, if you had to do that every single night because you drive a lot, you're about the same cost as a gasoline vehicle. Or I think at home it's cheaper to charge, but on superchargers it's not. I think he was telling me it's like 16 or 20 bucks for each charge, from like 20% to like 80% or something. So I don't understand these electric cars. Now, will I drive one in the future? Possibly. I have a Cybertruck coming on September 7th. That's supposedly when mine delivers. And I'm probably going to sell it because there's an ROI on an electric car. Cybertruck, I ordered it within 2 minutes of it coming available. And I knew I ordered the top of the line one. I'll pay for it at the dealership. There's no contract that says I can't sell it. And I'll go to someone outside going, 199,000 bucks, whoever wants it. And someone will buy it because someone has an ego and they need to have the latest and greatest. And they want a big truck. So, yeah, that's my opinion on this whole situation of this EV crap and this emissions crap and all this stuff. Also, you know what? If you do care about the environmentalists, if you actually watch this, and anyone you know is an environmentalist, okay? Tell them this. If you really do care about the environment, truly do, and diesel trucks, you hate them so much, okay? I have some suggestions for you. My truck is deleted fully. I have zero emissions equipment on any of my work trucks, okay? So I'm allowed to. Eat my ass. Anyhow, I'm not an American, okay? I am an American, but I'm not an American. I don't live in America. So, I don't have to oblige to your stupid EPA. But, hear me out. I would leave emissions on my trucks because it doesn't hurt it. I can tune with emissions on. I can get the same power I want with emissions on, okay? The reason why our trucks get deleted is once the DPF fails, okay? I run 150,000 kilometers is all we get out of a DPF system. It clogs up and it fails because at minus 35, you don't turn the truck off if you want to use it for the rest of the winter, okay? Not all of us have a heated fucking garage that can fit a dually, okay? I have one that has like inches on each side of it, okay? And even then, it's still not heated. Who the fuck heats a garage? You have to be some kind of fucking 1%er to heat a garage. But, to my point though, alright? If you really do want it, have a vote. Force the manufacturers to warranty it for 500,000 kilometers, okay? For my American friends here, that's 300,000 miles. Tell them that they have to warranty it. No questions asked. All the sensors, anything to do emissions, EGR cooler, all of it. 300,000 miles and 500,000 kilometers. No year limit. So just based on mileage only. Okay? One, they would totally shit their pants and make a better system that actually worked. Two, people would just stop deleting the trucks, okay? This truck is worth $45,000 as it sits, okay? The emission system to put back onto this truck, if you had to do the DPF alone, let's say you just had to replace the DPF, right? That's $11,000. Over 25% of the value of the truck goes to a stupid DPF that you can clean and fix, but Dodge won't let you do that because who the fuck knows? No one knows why they do that. I don't know why they don't put V-clamps on everything and make it a fully serviceable thing. At 100,000 kilometers, you have to buy this fluid, put it in this bucket, drop your DPF in, leave it for 24 hours, rinse it out, Bob's your uncle. But no, they want you to buy new trucks. So when your DPF is a problem, they want you to bring it into Dodge because they know they got you over the coals, especially in the States. We're like, oh, I didn't know that. Your DPF's fucked. Here you go, buddy. You can't even drive that truck legally without fixing it. They know they're gonna hose you for 10 grand. And that's the thing that's stupid to me. Is like, if it's a mandatory equipment for emissions, all right, you should just make the manufacturer make it mandatory repairs, where it's free for 500,000 kilometers, the life of a truck. 500,000 kilometers is the average life of a diesel truck. Okay. There's lots of guys that get more, I know. But that's the thing that I want to point out, is that if they did that, I would never delete another truck. I'd still tune it, but I wouldn't delete it. The only reason we delete it is because when it fails. Most of our trucks are emissions compliant for like the first 100-something kilometers, and when it fails, we remove it. We clean out the system, we clean out the intercooler, all that crap, get all the soot out of everything, and then we put it all back together, and all of a sudden the truck's a fucking live again for 3,500 bucks. Well, it's actually like $5,000 now to delete a truck. We don't do it cheaply anymore. We used to just use that cutaway pipe and just, it's a pipe you put in between and leave the EGR installed, but you disable all the components. We used to do that, not anymore. We now use, we now take everything out, we put blocker plates, plugs that block stuff off so they don't have corrosion in the electric work and stuff like that. So, there you go. That's what you guys need to do. If you want to have anything to do with your life, instead of sticking yourself to the fucking pavement like an idiot, then you should just go out there and change laws and make it so the manufacturers have to repair them. And it removes the incentives from us wanting to remove them, because if they didn't rob performance, right? If we could tune the trucks to get better, and the manufacturer had to warranty them for 500,000 kilometers, a lot of people wouldn't remove those things. Period. They would leave them alone. They would be like, hey, it's warranted for 500,000 kilometers no matter what. Just food for thought. Anyhow, I'm getting close to this destination. Customer just texted me. So I will talk to you guys when we get there. Bye. What's going on? All right, so the reason why you're facing forward is because it's now dark out. It's not like it actually is dark per se. Where's the cop shop? Right here on our right. Okay. So that went off a lot smoother than what it did going on. I thought my ramp was fucked. I didn't actually think it would hold the tractor. So I told him, like, you know, be prepared, the ramp might fail. And if it did, it was enough for the back tires rolling off the ground, and we could just keep rolling with it and fuck up the ramps and get new ones. But it turns out that we had them balanced correctly the second time, and they held just fine. So when I get back to the machine shop tomorrow, we'll get that fixed. But yeah, that guy was really impressed with the Starlink setup. He didn't know it could do that, and I was like, yeah, a lot of people don't. So, but it's not too bad. He has Starlink at home, so now he's going to switch his plan to mobile whenever he's on the road, because apparently he goes for weeks at a time, and he has no internet ever. That's a stop sign. That's probably stop for that, shall we? Even though I don't think there's a fucking soul out here. I heard the radio go off, and I asked the guys where they were, and they're like fucking 30 clicks up in a mountain doing logging right now. So I don't know who they are, but they're talking. I just turned down the radio so that way you guys don't hear the chirping and all that stuff. But yeah, we had enough fuel in the slip tank to fill us. We gotta get to Williams Lake, and that's 316 kilometers away. We can do about 100 on this road pretty well safely. The only thing is cows, but if you look at my headlights, they actually flash the ditches pretty good, so that's good. But fuel's expensive out here, and it's ridiculous. They told me if you can make it to Williams Lake to fill up, go to Williams Lake to fill up, so that's where we're gonna go. We got about 600 kilometers of fuel left, and that's based on hauling 30-something thousand pounds. Now I'm back down to like 17,000 something. This truck does like 12 liters per 100 when hauling my big 40, so actually I think it's 12 liters per 100. Let's see. Fuel, Insta fuel. Yeah, so I can show you guys right now. There you go. That is the average fuel consumption for my truck. I was just climbing a hill there, but yeah, it's around like 12.6, 13 is the average I get when pulling my 40 foot. I know for some of you guys who are Canadians and do this for a living are probably blowing their shitload right now, but that's just a good tune and delete it. So you save tons of fuel. My new driver actually found this out when we deleted So now he's doing like 2,000 kilometers on one tank of diesel because he has that stupidly large tank that you can get for the fuel system to carry like 60 gallons or like 55 gallons or something like that. So yeah, great fun. But yeah, so we're gonna bomb it. We're not gonna go too fast. Obviously, we're gonna drive to the road conditions. A little bit wet out. My tires are about at 430 seconds of wear, so I don't have much tread left. So we're not gonna push it through the weather all that much. Speed limit's 90. That's probably where we're gonna stick around. Maybe 95 like we did coming in, and hopefully we have a safe drive home. But anyhow, I'm gonna end the video here on this trip. We got another one coming up on Thursday. We're picking up a backhoe and an extra bucket. That's going to Twasson. So we're gonna get up here, grab that. And again, it's gonna be another late night drive. I don't know why, but they need it picked up either Wednesday at 6 p.m. So I could technically spend the day in Williams Lake and just hang out and then get that. But I only live 3 hours away from Williams Lake, or 3.5 hours, give or take. So it's just as easy for me to rip up there in 3 hours, rip back, and then head down the next morning. So I can do a quick little day job, go up there, grab that, head back home, and call it a day. We gotta get those ramps fixed tomorrow anyway. So the machine shop, I already texted the guy who owns it. The pleasures of living in a small town. He said that absolutely they can fix it. They can even beef it up, so if it needs to. We'll see what they say. We'll let them look at the hole where it's got to slide into, and if they say they can make it fit and beef up the ramps a little bit, we can. They already weigh about 110 pounds each, so I don't really want him to beef them up any more than that. I've been looking at some aluminum ones too, which are rated for 10,000 pounds, but 5,000 per set. I want to put a set of 14-foot aluminums beside the steels, so if I need to haul a lowered car or anything like that, I can finally put it on the 40, and or an RV, those kind of things, whatever, or a travel trailer. So yeah, we're gonna go down the road, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, I'm gonna be making more and more videos. Obviously, I did a bunch of boring jobs, and there was no need to film them. There was nothing to be filmed. So, but this was a cool trip, going in the middle of nowhere into the bush. I wish I had a light bar right now, even though I kind of do have a light bar. Like, this is my low beam, this is the high beam, so it's kind of like a light bar, but it's not crazy bright. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye bye.